Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go doing a quick live here. All right. So I want to go over a few things with you guys. This is Tim Hart from Van Dyke Mortgage here in Fort Myers, Florida. Just recently, we got a lot of devastation hit by Hurricane Ian. We're right here at ground zero, Fort Myers, which is Lee County, Charlotte County, Collier County, and other counties in the state all got hit by this hurricane. So I want to make sure we take a chance and go over this with all of y'all, because this is important information. So what this is, we're going to be going over an FHA 203H program. It's 100% financing for anyone that was affected by Hurricane Ian, meaning you were displaced from your home, and you can be a renter or a homeowner. We're going to go over both. All right. So, tune in. By the way, if you know someone that this has affected, share this video with them. Maybe this will help them out. Maybe it won't. Who knows? It won't be that long of a video, but at least you'll be able to share it with them, maybe give them something to do as far as a way out. So again, Hurricane Ian hit us here, and that's where this loan comes into play. So we are a mortgage lender. Call my office anytime. We can help. And my number is 239-437-4278. Let's get into the loan. All right, here we go. What's my phone? There we go. All right. So disaster loan here. It's an FHA loan, 203H, which we went over. This is anything that's been declared a disaster area, a presidential declaration. And we're going to go over the counties here next. But what happened is, as soon as Hurricane Ian hit, they declared certain counties a presidential disaster area. And then they slowly just added more and more to it as the devastation kind of grew. And, they were able to review the rest of the destruction. And so that's where we're currently at here. Let's go over the counties. These are all the counties that have been affected. So if you live in one of these counties and you rent a home or you own a home and you've been displaced by the hurricane, meaning your house was destroyed, your house is uninhabitable for a certain amount of time, it has to be reconstructed, and you live in these type of counties, this program may be for you. Okay, it's 100% financing loan. But here are the counties. You see them: Charlotte, Collier, DeSoto, a lot of different counties here. Lee County is where we're at. And Lee County was ground zero for this thing. Lee, Collier, and Charlotte. And I know Sarasota, Bradenton, they took some hits too up there. But mainly Lee, Collier, and Charlotte took the brunt of this bad boy. But they added in a bunch of different counties here. So you can see all these. So again, if you live in one of these counties, house was destroyed, unlivable because of flooding, because of wind, roof, right? Whatever it may be, this program may be for you. And again, renters or homeowners, share this with someone you know that may have been affected. All right, let's go along a little bit here. FHA, again, no minimum loan amount. There is a maximum loan amount. We'll go over that in a second. No down payments required. It is 100% financing. I do say no down payment is required, 100% financing, but you do have closing costs. Okay, you're going to have closing costs like a normal mortgage. All right, you have your down payment and then your closing costs. In this case, you have no down payment, but you still have your closing costs. So we'll go over that as well. Available to renters and homeowners. Okay, it can be either one. You can rent a home, own a home. You can maybe qualify for this loan, 100% financing. One of the cool things I like about this program is it does not need to be used right away. All right, you have 1 year to use it. 1 year from the point it was declared a disaster area, which was like September, I think 29th is when it happened for us. So 1 year from that date, you can use that loan. Okay. This is another biggie. We don't want people to leave Florida or Southwest Florida, but it's happening. I mean, there's people I've talked to that are like, hey, this is my son. I want to move to colder weather. I want to move to the mountains, or I want to try to avoid hurricanes again. And we're okay with that, right? This loan can be used anywhere in the United States for us, except for Hawaii and Alaska. Maybe another lender can do it in Hawaii or Alaska. I don't know about that part, but majority of the main states, all right? I call them main states. So you have that. Now, the one thing I will say about moving away from Florida is, where are you going to avoid nature, right? Like, blizzards, mudslides, earthquakes, tornadoes, earthquakes on the West Coast, right? Like nature's out there, but I understand completely if you just lost everything and it's time for a fresh start, right? This loan may be for you. Okay. Documentation to prove that the house was destroyed. This will be proved by a letter from your landlord, insurance claims, an inspection that was done, an appraisal, home inspection. So if you're currently renting a home and you've been displaced from that, I would advise you to take a bunch of pictures, have the proof of it, get a letter from your landlord. Okay, get proof that that house was destroyed. That way, when you go to use this loan, you have the proof that you were displaced by the hurricane. Okay. One thing we do want to offer to you, and this is not a Van Dyke Mortgage pitch session, but one thing we can do to help you out or someone you know is we can actually have your whole file underwritten and approved before they go under contract. Okay. You've been through a lot of stress. You lost your house, maybe jobs, who knows, right? So one of the things we can do is we can remove a lot of the stress from the home buying process and get you underwritten and approved prior to going under contract. Doing this also will help you go under contract. It's a huge help. So take us up on that. And that's for any loan, by the way. We can fully underwrite them. A couple of breakdowns. Housing payment history. Your current housing payment, if you are currently owning a home, will not be counted against you. Okay. The late payments will not be counted against you. It may affect your credit, but it won't count against you against the mortgage. While I have you here, if you are affected by this hurricane, and even if your house is not destroyed, make sure if you're going to get behind on your mortgage, your car, your student loans, credit cards, whatever, have the conversation with the creditor. Make sure they know that you need to, that you're struggling, that you're involved in Hurricane Ian. A lot of them will give a month, 2 month, 3 month grace period. Okay. Reach out to them. Just don't start missing payments and talking to nobody. All right. Be proactive, get with them, let them know that you're struggling. All right. Because it takes years, you guys, to build great credit. It takes a month or two to ruin it. Okay. So just keep that in mind, please. Credit. Again, we won't look at the derogatory stuff that happens currently, but it may affect your score. There's going to be grace given for that. Minimum credit score is a 580 credit score. Okay. You really want to get up to a 640, but you can go down to a 580. This is a biggie here for this loan. It's an FHA loan, but there's a maximum loan amount per county. Okay. So this is every county that is a disaster area or a presidential disaster area, and their maximum loan amount. The majority of counties in Florida, including the majority of counties here, their maximum loan amount is $426.80. Okay, Collier County 552. And then I think there's one like Palm Beach 460, and then the Keys aren't on here, right? No, they're not here. But there's only a few counties that have like a much higher maximum loan amount, like Lee County for $26.80, Charlotte, same thing. Okay. Keep that in mind because that's important. If you're out there looking for a home, it's 100% financing. You can't be looking at a $500,000 home expecting 100% financing when the maximum loan amount in Lee County is $426.80, right? $80,000 difference. So you got to make sure you're looking in the right price range. Keep that in mind, please. Terms of the mortgage, 10-year, 15, 20, 25, or 30-year fixed. This is for purchases only, no refinances. Property types, single-family homes, which includes townhomes, villas, right, duplexes, all those considered single-family homes for this program. Manufactured homes is another biggie. That's a little bit of a more of affordable property out there, okay? So manufactured homes are there. Condos are available for FHA approved condos only. All right. Very hard sometimes to get, almost impossible to get FHA condos approved if they're not already approved for FHA. Always must be primary residences. You can't do vacation homes on this. You can't do investment properties. Okay. It's primary residences only. Excuse me. And here's the common questions we've been getting already. Can a person that has an FHA loan currently get another one? Yes, they can. Again, remember that mortgage payment, the balance, everything's not counted against you. Okay, you just have to prove that you're working with the current lender on the insurance, that you're working with them on your payments. Okay, it's not counted against you. You can't have two FHA loans at once for this program. The documentation kind of went over on how to prove that your house was destroyed. Insurance claims, letter from the landlord, pictures help. FEMA inspection, different things like that. How do you determine if an area is in a disaster area? We basically already know. I don't think they're going to be adding any more for the Hurricane Ian, but if they do, that link is here. Okay, good luck finding the information on this website. FEMA.gov is like, whew, not easy to navigate. All right, what happens to the mortgage on the borrower's house when it was destroyed? Sorry, it's still there. Okay, you've got, this does not absolve you from that debt. There's no kind of like, hey, we wiped that one clean, start over here. You still have to do with that mortgage, that payment, that property. This FHA 203H just allows you to buy another one. Okay, so I'm sorry. What if they didn't have flood insurance or homeowners and their living, could they have their living expenses financed into this loan? No, they cannot. This is just to strictly purchase a house. No type of rehab and no type of like living expenses or funds. Job gap. This is a pretty good question here. When you have a job gap, normally 6 months is going to be a problem. If you've been off the job for 6 months, that's going to be an issue. Okay. But if it's under 6 months, just a quick letter explaining, hey, Hurricane Ian hit, you can really explain that one away, right? Where you're going to come into problems with a job gap is if you left a current job, like, hey, I cleaned the whatever hotel rooms at the Pink Shell in Fort Myers Beach, right? That's what you did for a living. And now all of a sudden you're a carpenter, like that's going to be probably a hard sell. So you got to have kind of the same line of work if you have a job gap or if you lost your job because of Hurricane Ian, which a lot of people have. Seller concessions. So how much is allowed? It's 6%. What is a seller concession? The seller is saying, hey, I'll help you, the buyer, with your closing costs because you still have them. The buyer, this loan, you have 100% financing. So if the sales price is $400,000, your loan amount is going to be $400,000, no down payment, but you're going to have closing costs involved. In this case, the seller can, if they are willing to help, they can. Okay, they can pay a percentage of the sales price. In this case, the maximum number is 6%. If the purchase price is $200,000, that's $12,000 a seller can contribute towards your closing costs or towards the buyer's closing costs. What if a homeowner does not make mortgage payments? Can it affect their credit? Yeah, it can. Yep, that's what I'm telling you. Work with your current mortgage company, work with your current car loan company, credit cards, etc. Tell them what you have going on. Let them work out with you the grace for this because you don't want them reporting late because they're not going to know till you tell them. Okay. Talk to them. Don't hide from them. All right. A couple more points. We're going to be doing a lot more webinars coming up. So stay tuned for that on the YouTube channel. You'll see them come through. No comments, right? Yeah, no comments. You'll see that come through. We're going to have construction perms is a biggie. VA construction perm, FHA, conventional, USDA. We're also going to be doing construction perms for bank statement loans. It's going to be huge. Investor construction perms. We're going to have 203K, which is a rehab type product coming out. Stay tuned for that. That's probably going to help a few people here in Southwest Florida. So those are a few things that we're going to be doing. This other one's a flyer if you're a realtor, but this is for homeowners mainly. All right. So want to make sure you know, call my office. We're licensed in about 8 or 9 different states. We can refer you to someone else if a state you're buying in, we're not licensed in. Either way, we're here to serve. Okay. I have an entire team of loan officers that's ready to help you. My office line is 239-437-4278. Call us anytime. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Did I say YouTube? I feel like I just slurred that. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you can get all this content we're going to be putting out about these different programs. All right. So again, if we can help, reach out to us. We are licensed in a bunch of different states. Our main focus is Florida, but you can buy outside of Florida. We're here to help. All right. Hope that helps someone out there. So again, if you need something, just let us know. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.